What is up everybody, welcome back. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to install and configure the NGage emulator called EKA2L1 so you guys can set up the NGage games on your Android device. I'm currently using my Retroid Pocket 5 to do this, but you can use this on any other Android device. So let's get started. Now before we begin, don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, really helps me grow so I can keep bringing content for you guys like this. So there's two ways to approach this. You can either download the app from GitHub or download it directly from the Play Store. I'm just going to download it from the Play Store and you're going to search for EKA2L1. You're going to click on the app and you're going to install it. Once it's done installing, feel free to close the App Store. Next, you need to open the app and you're going to get a warning message about if you delete the app, all your user data is going to be deleted as well. And it's telling you the path as of where this is located. You're going to press OK and it's going to tell you there's no device installed. So we're doing the NGage emulator on here. So I'm going to click on install. I'm going to click on run firmware, and in here you're going to have different options. You can click device dump or firmware. We're going to select device dump and it's going to say path to ROM, so you're going to click on that. And in my SD card I have a ROMs folder. In here you're going to locate my BIOS, and in here have the NGage. You're going to need to have the NGage firmware in order to be able to install NGage games, because it's going to use that to run the games. So make sure you have that downloaded on your device before anything, otherwise you're not going to be able to do anything. Okay, so once you have your NGage firmware, you're going to click on data, ROMs, RH29, and in here you're going to see sim.rom. You're going to select that one and you're going to click on install. Once it does installing, you can go back and now it's going to be just empty. You're going to click on the three dots at the top and you're going to see NGage. If you click there, it's going to tell you install NGage game. Again, you need to have your games saved on your SD card. Unfortunately, I'm not able to share with you guys how to get any of this, so make sure that you have your own stuff. And if you don't know how to do this, there's a simple way where you can find anything that you need. Just make sure you ask the right questions. Okay, now again, I'm going to navigate back to my SD card, and on my ROMs folder I'm going to find NGage. Here I have all my games. I'm going to be installing the first game, which is going to be Requiem of Hell, and you're going to see inside that folder something that says system. You're going to click use this folder and you're going to allow access. Once you do this, again it's going to be installed and you're going to see it on your main screen. And that is how you install any of the ROMs that are already basically in a zip file. You just got to extract them and then you install them on here that way. So again, we're going to install another game. We're going to press the three dots, NGage, install NGage game, navigate to my ROMs folder, find the NGage folder, and in here let's install Red Faction. Open the Red Faction game, and once you see the system folder, use this folder and allow access again, and you're going to see that now the game is added here. Now there is one type of games that is more tricky to install, which is a game that is in a format .blz. So in order to install a .blz game, you need to have an application that it basically is going to install the BLC game for you. So for this, the application is going to be called blc instaapp.sis. You need to install that there. So in order to install that on the EK2L1 emulator, you need to click on the plus button. You need to navigate to where you have your BIOSes, which in my case is in the ROMs and the BIOS folder, NGage, and here you're going to see the blc instaapp.sis. Once you tap it, it's going to add it automatically to your apps list. And before you can install anything, you need to have the game in a .blc format. So for example, if I navigate back over here to my NGage folder, we have all my ROMs. I have Tomb Raider here, but Tomb Raider is in a .blc format. You cannot install that game directly. So basically what you need to do is move this file into the actual emulator. So for this, I recommend to use a different file manager, not the stock file manager, because that one doesn't allow you to access the data folder for your Android apps. So you can either use MixPlorer Silver or ZArchiver. ZArchiver is free. So let's do it with ZArchiver. First, I'm going to navigate to my SD card, my ROMs folder. I'm going to find NGage, and in here I'm going to find Tomb Raider. I'm going to select the Tomb Raider.blc. I'm going to copy it. Now what you want to do next is navigate to your device's storage, Android, data, and in here scroll down until you find the EKA2L1 app. Select it, click on files, click on data, drives, and on the E drive you're going to open it, and here you're going to paste it. You're basically going to see the system folder and the Tomb Raider.blc that we just pasted here. This works for any .blc game, so if you have a different .blc game, it's fine as well. Once you're done copying this, you're going to navigate back to the emulator. Here you're going to click on the blc insta app, and you're going to see the following. Tomb Raider.blc is going to tell you if you want to install it or not. So if you click options and install, it unpacked the game for you, installed it for you, and now you see Tomb Raider there. Unfortunately, it seems that this game doesn't have like a little game image, but it's okay. I'm going to finish adding the rest of my NGage games on here. I want to open one of the games so you guys can see that it's working and running. So let's open Tomb Raider. Again, we used that other app to install this game because it was in a BLC format, so I want to showcase that this game is actually working. I'm going to click on Start Game, New Game, and let's just explore Lara's home. And as you can see, we have this game working here. Pretty cool, usually like a little throwback. I personally didn't have an NGage, but growing up, I remember seeing seeing the NGage phone being displayed in stores, and I always wanted one. So here you guys have it. Tomb Raider seems to be working well. We're gonna exit the emulator and let's open a different game. Let's try Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. I don't know if you guys are able to hear the sound, but this game has music, like continuous music playing, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. Now that we can tell that the game is working well, then we can just end this run. And there's something we can really configure for every single one of these games. I don't know if you guys watched my other video for the J2 Emulator, but this seems to be kind of based on it. You can customize a lot of things on here. Like, I don't know if you remember how the layout looked like a little gray background with the buttons on the side, like this that I'm talking about. So we're able to customize all of that. So I'm gonna select Tomb Raider, settings, and in here you can change like the background. So let's change this background to just black. And let's also change some other colors for the buttons. So here we have the labels, the buttons, the labels pressed, the buttons pressed, and the outline of the buttons. I kind of want to have my buttons to also be black. I want the labels to be like a little purplish. Okay, so I'm going to select this and I'm going to copy it. When my buttons are pressed, I also want the outline of the buttons to be the same color. And when my buttons are pressed, I also want them to be this color. And the labels, when they're pressed, I actually want those to be black. Going to navigate back, click on Tomb Raider, and you should see how this now changed like my outline. And when you press anything, you can see how the buttons are like different. Now we can also bind the controller to this, which is actually really cool. But before we do that, I want to check on the options here and the controls. So the D-pad usually works right out of the box, and the only things we need to configure is basically the other buttons like the action, jump, draw guns, roll, and whatnot. So we're going to configure all these buttons to the buttons of my gamepad. So you go back to the settings and you're going to key binding. In here, the number 5, I'm going to map it to letter X, number 4, square, number 6, which is roll, to my letter B, my inventory, which is button number 2, I believe, to my letter Y, the draw guns, which is number 8, I'm gonna map it to my right trigger. Okay, let's run this game now. Start game, new game, the caves. Let's see. Okay, so the buttons seem to be mapped on here. Obviously not everything is fully configured, but now at least most of the buttons seem to be configured on the gamepad. We still have to go back and make a few other configurations, but that's basically how you map the buttons. There's also one really cool thing that you can do is that you can hide that. Once you fully map your controllers correctly, you can just hide those. So you see the virtual keyboard, you can just disable the virtual keyboard, just navigate back, and if you press on the game again, it should just boot up and you don't have the keyboard displayed on the screen. And as long as you have your buttons configured, then you have no problem playing any of these games. Also, another really cool thing is that if you have a front end like ESDE, you can export shortcuts for these games so ESDE can boot them up for you. You're going to press and hold and click on create launch file, and here you can save it whatever you want to save it. So for example, I have my shortcuts on my NGage folder, and in here you can already see that I have all my games added here. But for example, you see Tomb Raider.json. So basically what it's going to do is going to create a JSON file that the front end can read. You're going to select the folder and it's going to create the shortcut for you. Then if you navigate to your front end, which in my case is ESD, and then just keep on scrolling until you find NGage. Here you're going to see now the section with all the games that you have added on here. And if I want to boot up, let's say Tomb Raider, I just gonna press it and it's going to boot the game right away for me, which is pretty cool because it has front-end integration. That is all for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time.